The heart desires to find leniencies. The heart desires to find leniencies. The heart is constantly looking for ways that we can cool off because the heart is the Yetzer Hara. And many times people are looking for leniencies, and of course they will find them. There's definitely some type of wicked person out there that's going to tell them that their sins are allowed and their mitzvot are fanaticism. It's going to tell them the opposite of the truth. But Baruch Hashem, we continue to come out with more and more material to wake up Am Yisrael, to wake up the world, to wake up ourselves from our slumber. And I could tell you myself, if there's a day without Musar, a day without learning or teaching the truth, I myself get weaker. Everybody gets weaker. It's just a reality of life. And what is it like? I always, when people ask me, oh, can I listen to this rabbi? Can I listen to that rabbi? If I haven't exposed this person as a wicked person in the past, unless I'm for their work, I generally don't recommend. And not that I go against them, I just don't recommend it. And the reason why is because from my experience with not only myself, but with tens of thousands of people that we've talked to and have guided over the years, anyone that is not teaching the basic foundation of Judaism, which is reward and punishment, at some point during their teaching in every lecture, is simply not good enough to help you get to where you need to be. If their entire lecture is just about nice things and everybody feels cozy inside, you might as well take a pillow, go to sleep. You're using this. It's the same exact quality. Your neshama is going to sleep. Your body might as well join it. So anyone that's not teaching reward and punishment, at least at some point, to some extent, in every single lecture, is simply not going to do your neshama any good. And that's why I don't recommend them. Now, of course, in the English language, there's not many people that are teaching reward and punishment. It's just a reality of things. They're more than welcome to. More than half of the Torah discusses it, but many people choose not to. And what ends up happening is that when people start delving into other speakers and other, fluffy types of people, or worse yet, people like Manis Friedman and Weinberger and Goldberg and all of these other Reshaim that completely distort the Torah altogether, what ends up happening is that everything good that they've built goes to the garbage. And what is it like? Imagine that the king was coming to visit you and he asked you to cook him the best meal you possibly can. So after examining all the different things that you can, knowing that you have an unlimited budget because you are about to feed the king, you're going to spend days and days to prepare this meal, order things from all over the world, from Italy, from Greece, from Israel, from all types of places, to make sure you have the best possible ingredients to feed the king. This festive meal, you get all the ingredients, top dollar for everything, and you start cooking. And it's not one of those dishes that you make in 5 minutes, but rather one of those dishes that requires all night, like chulent, like chamin. Needs to, sit overnight. And you're cooking, you make all these side dishes and everything comes, and the king is about to come, and the king is actually coming, and the king knocks on the door, and the king arrives at your table. And you are about to give him the meal, and the king says, you know what, I'm going to have the meal on your balcony out there. It seems like it's a nice day outside. It's like, oh, your highness, I was hoping you'd say that. Enjoy the view while you eat this meal they prepared for you. And you're excited to feed the king because you know that if the king is happy with your meal, this means only good for you. And you've prepared the meal, you've tasted it a little bit, and you just seriously, you wish you were the king so you could eat the meal yourself. But you prepare the meal, all of the side dishes, and you want to put it on a single plate because you know that's what the king likes. He likes everything on one plate, so you got an extra large plate with a beautiful way that you've prepared everything, and you're preparing everything, and you're walking to the king with this beautiful, delicious meal. And as you're walking to the king, your long way there, or it seems long at least, seems to be something that you're excited for but nervous. What could go wrong? Nothing. I have the meal. I'm ready. I've prepared for weeks. But only moments before you give the meal to the king, A bird passes by and relieves itself with a few tricklets, a few droplets arriving as a seasoning on top of your meal. Now what are you going to tell the king? Well, Your Highness, I mean, it really is only a couple of drops. You can eat around it. Obviously, you wouldn't dare. And the reason why is because you know that those few pieces of the worldly seasoning of the bird ruin the whole meal. This is what happens when you listen to fluffy speakers. This is what happens when you watch movies. This is what happens when you listen to forbidden music. This is what happens when you listen to curses. This is what happens when you listen to heresy. All of the Torah that you've learned your entire life, not just in the last few weeks, your entire life, all that beautiful Torah that you've learned, all of the good things that you've learned is now ruined in a second with the disgusting seasonings of heresy. Now, unlike the food that we have in our analogy, you can fix it without necessarily preparing a whole meal. It's just going to require a lot more Torah to completely remove all of the disgustingness that you've added to it. There is no way to have Kedusha and Tumah at the same time and remain Kadosh. There's no way that you could have holiness and impurity in the same place and still remain pure. If you have a little bit of impurity, as we've given in examples in recent lectures, that little bit of impurity, Rav Wasserman himself said in the Ikvata, the Mashiach series that we have, that impurity ruins everything. And that's what happens when people delve into other things. Without realizing it, they become tameh. And all of the foundational teachings that they have become tameh, become impure. So I warn everybody all the time not to simply shop around for just anyone that's popular, for anyone that sounds good, for anyone that's a good speaker, but rather shop around for what's going to actually help your neshama get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, not in the way that's popular today. Because what's popular today, unfortunately, is not exactly the way of Hashem. Even the Chafetz Chaim said in a meeting among many of Gdolei Ador at his time almost 100 years ago that the onus is on the teachers to stop ruining the kids with their education and their miseducation. Because as he has seen with his own eyes, much of the education that the kids were getting even at that time was against the Torah, was more like the Enlightenment movement, the Zionists, the heretics, rather than it was Da'at Torah. And he warned everybody, and he told them, if I pushed my 100-year-old plus body to get to this meeting to tell you this message, you could at the very least listen to it and follow what I'm saying. And you see, Rabotai, the different movies and lectures that we make for the sake of the Torah, sometimes they may be scary, and quite frankly, most of the time, there's some parts of it that are scary, and the more you understand Torah, the more scary they are. The reality is that is what our neshama needs. Everybody knows that every road has a stop sign. Every road has warning signs. Why? It's constant warnings to make sure that you don't get yourself even remotely close to danger. The same thing goes with the Torah, and that's why every single parasha in the Torah has different warning messages for us to make sure that we do not even entertain the thought of going in the ways of sins. But unfortunately, many people do because they either don't learn hard enough or they simply don't think that the Torah is serious enough, and they get themselves into trouble that's very hard to fix.